So, what do we have here in this backpack? A compass, so we don't go round and round in circles and repeat the same attraction over and over again. Binoculars, to spot Disney Premier Access entrances and restaurant menus from afar. A safari hat for style, obviously. Okay, water bottle, vital for staying hydrated. And a waterproof poncho because, Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, need to think about that one. And lots of handy items we have here. I'm not missing anything, am I? Right, yeah, of course. One more thing. The main thing. You! Hello, friends! Welcome to a new, exciting, and absolutely thrilling episode of our journey to the heart of the magic of Disneyland Paris! Wow. Don't worry, I haven't really forgotten you. How could I forget you? I was just a little bit too absorbed in the preparations for our, walk. Well, our, excursion. Our trip, even. Yeah, that works. Because today is a backpack, cargo trousers, tough hiking boots, wide open eyes kind of day. Today, we're going on an adventure. Welcome to Adventureland. This music gives me goosebumps. Believe me, every time you enter Adventureland, it's impossible to escape the excitement of going on an adventure or in search of treasure and discovering new wonders. Depending on the path you take, you'll find yourself in the middle of the African savanna, in the heart of a lost jungle, or a Caribbean fortress town. It's almost a park within a park. In Adventureland, every step is a step into exploration. Every corner hides a story, and every attraction is an invitation to let yourself be caught up in the power of imagination and embrace the unexpected. Wow, that was well said, if I do say so myself. Make sure you jot that down. Anyway, this is the place where guests are immersed in a world of fascinating stories, ancient legends, and iconic Disney adventures. And, Indy's never far away. And I talk too much, don't I? Okay, let's go. Our journey begins. Here we are, right in front of the entrance. Accessible from Central Plaza, to the left of Sleeping Beauty Castle. This is Adventureland Bazaar. Notice the sand and exotic vegetation that now surround you. Admire the spectacular onion-shaped domes. Yes, that gives me a recipe idea that evokes images of Arabian Nights. This majestic fortress seems straight out of a dream, delicately blending influences from the Middle East, Asia, and Africa. Not a bad first step on our journey, right? Come on, let's go under the archway. Just above your head, a magnificent chandelier welcomes you, and do you hear that music? Ooh, I love it. We're immediately immersed in the story. Have I already told you that I can play the darbuka drum rather well? I have many talents, you see. Yeah, anyway. Now, doesn't that remind you of somewhere? Doesn't it feel like we're in Agrabah, the fascinating city from Aladdin? Lively shops and restaurants. The bright colors of the hanging carpets. Oh, the intoxicating scent of spices. All that's left to do is meet up with Abu and give Genie a high five. Amazing! Let's turn left towards Le Passage Enchanté d'Aladin. Opened in 1993, this covered passage invites you to relive the key moments from a Disney classic, the story of a street rat turned prince. The passage does this by enchantingly recreating these moments with a series of 3D dioramas, or models, super detailed models, to be precise. And as a bonus to complete the immersion, there are lots of Middle Eastern decorations and objects, including pretty stained glass windows and mosaics. A very pleasant and entertaining walking tour from which you will leave dreaming of jumping on a magic carpet while singing A Whole New World. Yeah, okay, so the whole world isn't ready for my talents yet. But we're ready, aren't we? Shall we continue our adventure? An adventure for all our senses, including our taste buds, because now I will take you to Restaurant Agrabah Cafe, right there, next to the entrance to the land. As soon as you enter, a small alley lined with colorful lanterns that create a warm, soft light welcomes you. Go ahead, open this imposing wrought iron door. And you'll find yourself in a real Agrabah arcade filled with tables and chairs, colorful shop signs, artisan carpets, a multitude of decorated lanterns, and Moorish fountains with vibrant mosaics complete the setting. You are now in the heart of an Arabian tale, a place full of magic, with an all-you-can-eat buffet. Yes, an all-you-can-eat buffet is magical because it transforms a "no, it's okay, I'm full" into a "I didn't see the dessert stand. I'm sure I can squeeze some cake in." Believe me, Restaurant Agrabah Cafe is not just a delight for the eyes and imagination, it's also an unforgettable experience for your taste buds, thanks to its delicious Middle Eastern menu. Hold on there. I will have to ask you to put down that ladle of semolina. We have an expedition to continue, and some thrilling attractions to ride. Yes, one that features loop-de-loop. Yeah, that one. Time for a change of pace, a change of atmosphere, as a new part of the world opens up to us. In just a few steps, with an impeccably low carbon footprint, we arrive in Africa. And no, what you see ahead is not a mirage. It is indeed a Land Rover, parked in front of a small shop, La Girafe Curieuse. At first glance, you'll notice that this shop has a distinctive clay mud facade. A traditional construction technique that ensures a pleasant coolness inside, which is a big must when you're under the blazing sun all day long. Look a little closer and you'll notice a tower pierced with multiple openings. Why these holes? Well, they allow for effective natural ventilation of the entire interior. Clever, huh? At the entrance, you are greeted by the name of the store engraved on a wooden sign, framed by 2 African ceramic lamps bursting with color. Walk through the door, and as the interior opens up to you, you will spot 2 architectural styles on the ceiling. One with exposed beams, the other with wooden sticks. A little nod to traditional savanna homes. No. I can't get you a discount on this adorable Simba plush toy. But I can tell you how this store was born, at least its legend. We must first take a little step back in history. Explorers, put down your backpacks and make yourselves comfortable. Once upon a time, a nomadic merchant, zooming at full speed in his Land Rover through the savannah, sees his life, literally, turned upside down when he comes across a giraffe who is a little too curious. Frantically swerving to avoid hitting the animal, the man crashes into a street lamp. Yes, a street lamp, right in the middle of nowhere. Ouch! Shaken, but inspired by this rather unusual incident, the man sets his sights on some ruins nearby and decides to open his shop there. How hard did he bump his head, eh? And guess what? The giraffe has become a loyal customer, regularly popping in to say hello by sliding his long neck through a hole in the roof, and thus giving his name to the shop too. I tell a good story, huh? What do you think? The best part of all this, and as is often the case at Disneyland Paris, is that the legend mixes with reality, and that you will indeed be able to see the giraffe during your visit to the store. Raise your head and say hi. Here's a fun little fact for you. This giraffe has a history that goes back well before the park opened. It comes from the very same mold as the giraffes in the famous Jungle Cruise attraction at Disneyland in California. And who knows, maybe we'll go and see these American giraffes together on a future expedition. Until then, let's get back on track with today's. You see that bridge just past the shop? Let's cross that. Yes, we are in the middle of the African savannah. Look around you at how the scenery has changed. I don't know if we're going to come across buffaloes and bongos, but it seems we're more in meerkat and warthog territory. You know who I mean? A smart, quick-witted meerkat and his best friend with, excessive, flatulency. Exactly! It's Timon and Pumbaa! It wouldn't be surprising to see them here, in their natural habitat. Not far from this large hut that appears in front of you now. Yep, right there on your left. Under this thatched roof and behind these cob walls is restaurant Hakuna Matata, a must-stop on any Adventureland expedition. A very chill spot with a colorful vibe. See the geometric patterns that adorn the facade? A mix of triangles, zigzags, and diamonds. It's authentic, welcoming. Oh, help, I'm hungry again. The entrance is through two massive wooden doors, framed by red and green columns, with the name of the restaurant proudly engraved on a panel just above. Hakuna Matata! For those of you new to Swahili, let's make it clear. Here, we leave our worries behind. And with this representation of young Simba welcoming us, napkin around his neck, ready to eat, we know we're in the right place. We can tuck into a hassle-free feast, with or without grubs and silkworms. Since Disneyland Paris opened, this restaurant has always been the HQ of delicious exotic fast food, mixing North African, Asian, and West Indian flavors. With the triumphant arrival of the Lion King on our screens in '94, the restaurant was transformed to celebrate the Hakuna Matata spirit of Timon and Pumbaa. It's a place to relax while admiring painted versions of iconic characters from the film. Come on, change of continent! We now move from the sunny savanna to the mysterious and lush jungle of India, another fascinating and fabulous facet of Adventureland. Yes, I am an alliteration specialist. Here, giant trees and swaying vines beckon us to explore unknown territories. And Colonel Hathi's Outpost restaurant. I know what you're thinking. Another restaurant? Well, yes, but rejoice. I give you a range of choice. And with the adventures that await us, believe me, it's worth getting our fill of protein and carbohydrates in. We approach a clearing where a British colonial building sits peacefully at the water's edge. It stands out with its red roof, white walls, and green-framed windows. An observation telescope placed high on the balcony reminds us that this place has seen adventurers pass through here before. And that's a good thing. Colonel Hathi's Outpost restaurant is run by the famous leader of the Jungle Patrol. Colonel... Hathi! Yeah, well done. You must have seen the Jungle Book. For those who haven't, and those with a little, memory bug, Colonel Hathi is a big grey elephant who rules with an iron fist, or rather, a firm trunk, his army of, elephants, of course. Here, his name sits proudly on the sign that welcomes us, just at the entrance. Colonel Hathi's Outpost restaurant is the chosen haunt for explorers looking for comfort before venturing back into the humidity of the Asian jungle. What's your, favorite pizza? You can say pineapple if you want. I promise not to tell any Italians. Oh my, did you hear? Okay, my heart is starting to race. We're approaching the big thrill of our trip, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Peril. Imagine a team of archaeologists guided by the legendary Indy, unearthing an ancient temple in the heart of the Indian jungle. But unfortunately for them, and us, the temple is strewn with danger.
Indiana Jones, our favorite archaeology professor, launches an expedition funded by his university to explore an ancient lost city in India.
Armed with the only clue to its whereabouts, the The treasures of the world awaits those who dare to climb very high. Indy and his team gradually reveal, thanks to an ingenious network of underground rails, the Temple of Peril. After a hair-raising ride in a wagon, Indy is sure the temple hides the famous treasures of the Lost City and has therefore laid the track for all budding adventurers, including you, to continue his breathtaking quest. Friends, just in front of us stands the temple, luring adventurers to brave its thrills, where speeding wagons rumble through ancient ruins. Make sure you hold onto your hat. When this roller coaster opened on the 30th of July 1993, it was the very first to have a 360-degree loop among all the Disney parks in the world. That makes me proud. Let's take a second to admire our surroundings. All under the wild gaze of statues who seem ready to pounce upon us. The jungle is everywhere, blending with the stones of the temple, the massive pillars and towers that almost touch the sky. This is much more than a setting. It's an invitation for adventure, for a real adrenaline rush. And, well, it's Indy, isn't it?
Dear passengers, dear adventurers, this is your captain speaking. Please fasten your seatbelts because we are beginning our descent towards an extraordinary destination, Adventure Isle, and its tropical climate and very welcoming, pirates. Please stay seated until our imaginary flight comes to a complete stop and keep your tricorns firmly fitted on your head. The entire crew wishes you a good stay. Thank you for choosing Magic Ears Airlines for your travel. Cabin crew at the doors, disarm the wooden legs.
I'd make a pretty good pilot, right?
Wow!
Welcome to Adventure Isle, the most famous and central island in Adventureland. How? Because it's the only one and it's in the center? My logic and sarcasm never run out of ammo. More seriously and precisely, this isle is divided into two wild areas. Lost in the middle of La Mer de Breteuil and connected by the famous River of Pirates. On one side, you'll see a huge tree inspired by the Indian banyan tree, which can reach up to 25 meters in height and is called the Disneodendron semperflorens grandis, which means gigantic, ever-blooming Disney tree. Honest! On the other side, there's the pirate galleon and, well, pirates. Lots of pirates who roam the island searching for Captain Flint's legendary treasure, which was hidden by good old Ben Gunn. Do you spot the references and famous inspirations? Because here, there are treasure chest loads. I shall reveal more soon. To explore this pirate's paradise, you have the choice between 4 access points via 4 bridges. The Robinson Bridge, the South Bridge, the Floating Bridge, made entirely of barrels, and a stone bridge to the north. Come on, let's head south. There in front of you, is the imposing pirate galleon. There's the iconic Skull Rock, where Hook once imprisoned Tiger Lily. And, if you're brave enough, join me in Ben Gunn's cave, a real labyrinth full of traps and secrets. With a little luck and courage, we might get our hands on Captain Flint's loot. Adventure Isle has everything in it to create a high level of escapism and thrills. And, as I mentioned a little earlier, there were many inspirations and references for the Imagineers to draw upon. Most notably from The Worlds of Treasure Island and, of course, Peter Pan. Now it's your turn to have some fun. Can you find all the references to these tales scattered throughout the island? Let's take advantage of being here to mention the teams of horticulturists who work their magic to create this tropical paradise. Despite working with a climate that's not really cooperative, because yes, the vegetation usually found in these landscapes would never have naturally survived in the heart of Seine-et-Marne. The teams have nevertheless managed to find plants that seem exotic without really being so. such as bamboos, yuccas, and even super strong palm trees. But the star of the show is the rhododendron, skillfully transformed here into a majestic tree for a festival of color when spring arrives. And as certain tropical plants, like banana trees, are pretty big divas, they only come out of their nursery in the summer for a sunbathe, while in winter they give way to bamboos and prunus. It's clever. It's just another little detail that makes the storytelling at Disneyland Paris magical. Hats off to our gardeners. I can barely keep my one and only cactus alive. I could talk to you about plants all day, but I don't want to keep someone special waiting. After Indiana Jones, here's my favorite adventurer. Okay, crook, but still an adventurer nonetheless. He's a legend, a real pirate. He's perfected the smoky eye, and just like banana trees, here's a bit of a diva. He is Captain Jack Sparrow. To meet him, we must leave Adventure Isle and set a course for the pirate fortress. Once here, we are transported to the Caribbean of the 18th century, to the heart of an imposing Spanish fort. Its thick stone walls and solid wood beams have seen many battles and have stood the test of time. In the center of this stronghold stands a tower, a true symbol of power for this impregnable fortification that defies those who dare attack it. Yet its real strength lies in its formidable battery of cannons. Aligned along the ramparts, these iron guardians are ready to fire at any moment to repel the most reckless foes. Try your best not to look threatening. They may be pointed at us. Moving on, we approach a huge shipmast and its sail, on which appears the name of this iconic attraction, Pirates of the Caribbean. There are 5 of these attractions in Disney theme parks around the world. This one, built in 1992, being the newest. And it has since had a makeover for our 25th anniversary. It stands out amongst the others, in particular for a very original opening setting, Captain Jack's Restaurant des Pirates. A buccaneer's hangout serving Caribbean fare, a warm pirate welcome, and a unique view of the attraction. It's immersive, and it's very tasty. But this is only the beginning of the adventure. The Imagineers have designed a journey full of surprises and emotions. For here you are in a time when pirates roamed the Caribbean Sea. Once aboard your boat, you will pass through a town engulfed in flames and pirate plundering. As I don't want to capsize the suspense with spoilers, all I will say is that your journey leads to Captain Jack Sparrow and treasure! Since the attraction inspired an entire cinematographic saga, yes! Did you know the attraction came before the film? The Imagineers have integrated Captain Jack into the attraction, as well as the wider universe of Adventureland. I'll let you unearth that one. Oh, I just can't help myself. A pirate's life for me. Anyway, getting back to it. With its nods to the iconic characters of the franchise, Pirates of the Caribbean has recently been renovated and offers an even more intense adventure. What's more, know that during your adventure, you'll come across around 120 audio animatronic characters and animals. Slide down 2 waterfalls, try to count some 30,000 gold coins stuck by hand in the treasure room, and so much more, which makes Pirates of the Caribbean one of the most popular attractions at Disneyland Paris. Do those actually count as spoilers? Nah, I don't think so. Man the decks! Hoist the rigging! Arr! And there you have it, my dear adventurers, my buccaneers, my little archaeologists. Our journey through the wild and mysterious worlds of Adventureland is coming to an end. What a pleasure to have worn out my hiking boots with you. Together, we trekked through lush jungles, braved swashbuckling seas, and explored the cursed ruins of a forgotten civilization. We crossed paths with colorful pirates and legendary heroes. I ate couscous from Agrabah Cafe, and sweet potato fries. It was incredible! Adventureland is a true ode to the spirit of adventure that lies in all of us. It reminds us that the world is full of wonders to discover, challenges to overcome, and dreams to pursue. It invites us to push our limits, to embrace the unknown, and always and forever to believe in magic. Let Adventureland be your source of inspiration, your reminder that adventure is everywhere for those who know how to find it. Now, let's chase that horizon, sailors! If you enjoyed this podcast, please like it or leave a comment. What other hidden gems have you discovered? I'd love for you to tell me. Thanks again for listening. I look forward to seeing you again for our next audio adventure at Disneyland Paris. Until then, keep on dreaming, friends.